Let's rewind to 1973, a year of roaring guitar riffs, rebellious anthems, and voices that carved themselves into the walls of music history. But the track that tops this list, it warped time itself and left echoes across every decade since. Number 15, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting by Elton John. This wasn't just a glam rock punch. It was a Friday night fight song for the working class kid itching to blow off steam, with Elton John's snarling piano, Bernie Taupin's swagger-heavy lyrics, growling guitar line that could dent steel. This track wasn't polite. It was loud, proud, and drenched in defiance. My sister looks cute, and I praise and boots, a handful of grease in her hair. If you've ever stomped into a bar like it was a boxing ring, you already know what this song feels like. It put raw energy on vinyl, and it proved Elton could rock with the best of them. Just wait till we pull into Texas for a riff that growled its way into guitar god territory. Number 14, China Grove by the Doobie Brothers. This one slaps. From the second the riff drops, China Grove wasn't just a southern rock jam. It was a strange little story set to a groove that wouldn't quit. The Doobie Brothers nail the balance. Tom Johnston's blistering rhythm guitar with punchy precision and that driving beat that made your feet move whether you wanted them to or not. Funky, fantastical, and pure highway energy. And if this one made you want to speed down I-10, the next track, it drove itself all the way to number 1 with a beast of an instrumental. Number 13, Frankenstein by the Edgar Winter Group. This wasn't a song, it was a sonic science experiment. Frankenstein stitched together synth saxophones and searing guitar solos into a monster hit. Edgar Winter didn't just play, he possessed every instrument like he was conducting a rock seance. And somehow, it all worked. No vocals, no chorus, just pure, unfiltered madness. That topped the Billboard Hot 100. It proved you didn't need lyrics to start a revolution and inspired a generation of misfits and dreamers. But next, we bring it back to the soft glow of a love song written like a poem. And I'll write you a poem if you hit the subscribe button right now. Number 12, Smoke on the Water Live by Deep Purple. This live version didn't just replay the infamous Montreux fire. It ignited arenas. That 4-note riff, instantly recognizable to every kid who's ever picked up a guitar. But in 1973, hearing it live gave it a new kind of power. Deep Purple turned tragedy into triumph, burning their way into rock mythology. The vocals were grittier, the solos more ferocious. It wasn't just storytelling, it was sonic retelling at its rawest. If you thought that was loud, wait till you hear the band that turned a crashing wave into a foot-stomping anthem. Number 11, The Ocean by Led Zeppelin. Singing songs till the night turns into day. Used to sing to the mountains. Oh yeah, it's the ocean, but it's also the sound of a band in full control of their power. The Ocean was Zeppelin at their most playful. Robert Plant strutting around through lyrics like a golden god, Bonham swinging his sticks like a jazz drummer with a vengeance, and that closing doo-wop moment, unexpected genius. Every moment was textured, alive, and slightly unhinged. Still, if Zeppelin had the ocean, our next band brought the storm and whispered dreams through a scream. Number 10, Dream On by Aerosmith. It starts soft like a lullaby whispered into a smoky mic. But by the end, Steve Tyler is howling with a desperation that cracks through the sky. Dream On wasn't just Aerosmith's breakout, it was a mission statement, a slow burn that caught fire years after its release. Proving that pain, ambition, and melody could melt into something timeless. You felt this one in your chest. If you've ever chased something so hard it hurt, this song was your anthem. And speaking of chasing, our next entry roared after the American dream in cowboy boots and a long beard. Number 9, Grange by ZZ Top.
But now I might be mistaken.
You don't have to know where Grange, Texas was. You felt it. That opening boogie riff, inspired by John Lee Hooker, slithered into your spine and stayed there. ZZ Top's gritty groove and dusty storytelling turned a real-life brothel into a blues rock legend.
Move out on the range, they got a lot of nice girls there.
Billy Gibbons' guitar tone was swampy and sharp, like a rattlesnake in a nap. And in '73, this was the sound of the South, rising with swagger. Next, we're trading grit for grace with a man who turned his bar gigs into timeless ballads. Number 8, Piano Man by Billy Joel.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight.
He wasn't just playing songs, he was painting lives. Piano Man felt like overhearing heartbreaks in a smoky bar. Each verse, a new soul spilled out over keys. Billy Joel captured the quiet ache of every man with lyrics that wrapped around your ribs.
The song tonight. We're in the mood for a melody.
This wasn't just storytelling, it was spiritual eavesdropping. And in 1973, it reminded us that the guy behind the piano might just be living the same sadness as you. And if Billy Joel gave us stories, our next entry gave us a sidewalk sermon wrapped in velvet cool. Number 7, Walk on the Wild Side by Lou Reed.
Shaved her legs and then he was a she. She says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side.
A whisper, a bass line, and a parody of unforgettable characters. Walk on the Wild Side didn't scream to be heard. It seduced. Lou Reed brought New York's underground into the mainstream without flinching.
Wild side, oh honey, you take a walk on the wild side.
With Herbie Flower's iconic bass, Bowie's production touch, and lyrics that peeled back the city's glossy shell, this track pushed boundaries without breaking stride. It was poetic, provocative, and unapologetically human. Now, if that walked on the wild side, the next track, it drove through the night like it had something to prove. Number 6, Radar Love by Golden Earring.
I get lonely and I'm for sure I've had enough.
This song felt like adrenaline itself. Radar Love was a driving anthem before driving anthems were even a thing. That pulsing bass, those galloping drums, and George Kuhlman's fiery guitar lit up the highway and never looked back.
We've got a thing that's called Radar Love.
It captured the eerie thrill of distance and connection, spirituality, sonically, romantically.
We've got a light in the sky.
In 1973, it became the heartbeat of midnight road trips. But from asphalt to ashes, our next ballad delivered heartbreak in a whisper. Number 5, Angie by the Rolling Stones.
Angie,
Angie, just 2 syllables and a million aching memories, with Keith Richards laying down one of the most delicate acoustic lines of his career and Mick Jagger delivering heartbreak like a man who's lived through every loss. Angie was vulnerability carved into vinyl. It showed that the Stones could slow down, strip it back, and still own every inch of your soul. In 1973, this wasn't just a breakup song, it was a global sob. But if you think this tugged at your heartstrings, the next entry turned romance into something far more primal. Number 4, Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. The opening chord melted the room. Marvin Gaye didn't just sing about love, he embodied desire. Let's Get It On was smooth, sultry, and soaked in soul. After the socio-political brilliance of What's Going On, this was Marvin's sensual revolution.
I just want to get comfortable. I want to do it.
It fused rock guitar with R&B rhythm in a way that made it impossible to ignore or forget. In 73, it redefined intimacy in music and opened the floodgates for generations of slow jams to follow. And just when the groove had you locked in, a cash register clinks and everything changes. Number 3, Money by Pink Floyd.
Well, I'm all right, Jack, with the hands off of my stack.
Cha-ching! That sound hit like thunder in a quiet room. Money was more than a critique. It was a full-blown psychedelic indictment of capitalism, stitched together with one of the weirdest time signatures to ever top charts. Gilmour's guitar sliced through the track like a blade, while Walter's lyrics punched with sardonic wit.
Get away. Get a good job with more failure.
The song structure broke every rule, and it still worked. In 73, it marked the moment Floyd became more than a band. They became a movement. But as bold as that statement was, the next one had Bond, Wings, and one hell of a bang. Number 2, Live and Let Die by Paul McCartney and Wings. McCartney didn't just write a Bond theme, he redefined what a rock soundtrack could sound like. Live and Let Die was explosive, theatrical, and absolutely relentless. Orchestral swells, reggae breakdowns, pounding rock, and all within 3 minutes. It shouldn't have worked.
Do it well. You got to give me a
But in Paul's hands, it soared. It wasn't just a hit, it was a mission, and it marked McCartney's full-throttle reinvention post-Beatles. Still, nothing could prepare us for what came next. The final song didn't just define 1973, it whispered across decades. Number 1, Time by Pink Floyd. Clocks tick, alarms blare, then silence. Time didn't just begin, it arrived. A meditation on regret, mortality, and the speed of life. It hit listeners like a philosophical freight train. David Gilmour's solo, a cry from the void. Richard Wright's haunting vocals, a reminder that life doesn't wait for anyone. Part of The Dark Side of the Moon wasn't just a song, it was an existential reckoning. In 1973, it dared listeners to listen, really listen, before their time ran out. Those were the 15 rock songs from 1973 that didn't just sound incredible. They reshaped the sound of an era. Which one hit you the hardest? Or which track did you forget how much you loved? And if you made it this far, here's your next move. Click on the end screen to check out our countdown of 1975 rock anthems that shattered every rule. If this video helped you relive history, that one will show you how rock rewrote it. If you felt that, like and subscribe, because the countdown was just beginning. Because you didn't just remember songs today, you rediscovered a soundtrack to a revolution. Your time is precious. Spend it on songs that matter.